What's going on, y'all? You're back. I'm your host, Paco. You're listening to Occupy the Media. Give me one moment. I got some reverb coming in. Okay, sorry about that if you're tuning in. Got a little reverb issue there with my Skype, so we're back on. Everything should be good. Okay, so before the break, we played that Ben Swan clip. You guys can check that out. Reality check from last night. Did Mitt Romney really secure a GOP nomination with Texas win? That's on Ben Swan's YouTube page right now, so you guys can check that out if you missed it. Don't forget, if you miss any episodes, you jump in late, you want to catch it, you can go to ronpaulradio.com and scroll down to the bottom, which is our podcast, and you can click play and you can listen there. And, catch up whatever you missed. Also, on my YouTube page, Paco757, I try to post as many segments as I can up there. Okay, so let's see what else is going on here. Now, a headline is out here. The Morning Plum, this is at the Washington Post. And it's quoting from an article on, New York Times, a campaign stops. The reinvention of political morality. Okay, struggling to justify a recent television spot that reached new heights of deception, a top operative in Mitt Romney's 2012 presidential campaign put it plainly while insisting on anonymity. Let's see here. First of all, ads are propaganda by definition. We are in the persuasion business, the propaganda business. Ads are a get prop. Ads are about hyperbole. They are about editing. It's ludicrous for them to say that an ad is taking something out of context. All ads do that. They are manipulative pieces of persuasive art. You see? Everything's just out in the open. They don't care. They're going to just straight tell you that. Let's see here. What is this? 2 weeks ago, the Romney campaign, perhaps banking on the arcane nature of its deception, instigated a new epoch in aggressive messaging and took Obama's 2008 Londonderry remarks and obliterated the fact that Obama was at the time quoting the words of a McCain staffer. Obama's statement was cut to, quote, "If we keep talking about the economy, we're going to lose," with the erroneous implication that we refer not to McCain's 2008 effort, but to the current Obama campaign. And this is what we live with, you guys. This is what we constantly got to put up with, is propaganda and lies. And wasn't Mitt Romney and them getting mad about Obama and the left taking Mitt Romney out of context when he said that he likes to fire people that don't do their job for him? You know, where he didn't mean firing people, and they took it out of context. And now he's doing the same thing. This is what politicians do. So that way you can choose the lesser of two evils. Who are you more willing to put up with? That's what all this is about. That's what Jesse Jackson was telling us when we played that clip yesterday. Basically, just vote for the lesser of two evils. Okay? So you guys can check this out at New York Times, the reinvention of political morality. Basically, just admitting that it's all propaganda. It's all lies. This is what should be plastered all over the mainstream media today, not Mitt Romney's fake nomination win. Okay, so let's see what else is going on, you guys, out here. Yes, this is out at Russia Today. The TSA wants to double security fees. You know, it's amazing. They don't do their job right. They got the nerve to want to double fees out here. Let's see. Their job is illegal. It shouldn't even be here anyways. It looks like the TSA finally caught on how much Americans enjoying having their genitals fondled. The U.S. Transportation and Security Administration wants to start charging our airline passengers double on screening fees. A proposal to double the security fee on flights originating in the United States have been given to the go-ahead by the Democrat-controlled Senate, and pending full congressional approval could soon be coming to an airport near you. If the hike is authorized, the security fee tagged onto a round-trip airline ticket will double from $5 to $10. Should Congress approve the additional fees, it will mark the first time that the cost of a security screening has changed in around a decade. The provision has been tacked on to the 2013 Homeland Security Appropriations Bill. Quote, air security is a national security function and is something that all of us need to be behind as Americans, and the government should be picking up the cost of that. Quote unquote, Airlines for America spokesman Sean Kennedy tells CNN. Supporters of the bill argue that currently the TSA's $7.6 billion budget is largely footed by American taxpayers on a whole, including even those who are scared to set foot on an aircraft. Senator Mary Landrieu has authored the amendment to the Homeland Security bill and estimates that doubling the security fee would bring in $315 million in funding that would be added to the agency's budget from taxpayers' dollars otherwise. Senator Kay Bailey and Senator Dan Coates introduced a separate amendment that would cut out Landrieu's proposal and instead rely on cutting federal spending from elsewhere to cover the cost, reports The Hill. Let's see here. Another Republican member of Congress, Ron Paul, has had other ideas about the TSA. The congressman has been campaigning in hopes of becoming the GOP's nomination for the presidency by vowing to abolish the TSA entirely if elected. And that's what we want. Abolish the TSA, get rid of them. They're not needed. They're just causing more problems. Stalling, canceling flights, causing people to miss their flights, delays, stealing money, stealing iPads from people, breaking medical machines because they got to go through the scanners. I mean, there's so many stories out in the TSA that I've alone reported on since I've been doing the show. They can't stay out of the news. I don't think I've seen any other three letters in the news more than TSA. Straight up. The TSA is crazy. Okay, so what else is going on out here in the news, you guys? You haven't heard this? A pastor gets sentenced 2 years. 2 years in prison for teaching that parents should spank their kids. This is amazing. What was it? There was a hospital or a clinic that handles kids with bad behavior, and they shocked a kid 31 times. Nothing happened to them. That's legal. That's okay. Shocked him 31 times because he wouldn't take his coat off. But you mean tell me I'm a bad parent or a bad preacher because I spank my kids or tell people to spank theirs? They should. I'm tired of seeing bad kids when I go out. And I'm tired of my child acting bad, so I whip her too. A minister named Philip Caminetti was sentenced to 2 years in prison for simply teaching that parents should spank their children when they misbehave. Please note that Caminetti was not accused of spanking anyone or physically hurting anyone. He was put in prison simply for his speech. He was put in prison simply for what he was teaching others to do. Whether you agree with spanking or not, this should be incredibly sobering for all of us. Increasingly, speech is being penalized in the United States. Much of the time, the focus of the attacks by the forces of political correctness is on religious speech. If this trend continues, many of you that are reading this article might be put in jail for the things that you say in the coming years. When many of us were growing up, once in a while our parents would take out a belt or a wooden paddle and give us a paddling on the behind when we did something wrong. Was there anything wrong with that? Of course not. Yes, there is real child abuse that goes on, but in the vast majority of instances, spankings does not do any lasting physical harm. Rather, it benefits the child because it helps them learn what is right and what is wrong. You got to spank your kids because if you don't, they're going to start spanking you. You know what I'm saying? They're going to start talking back to you, looking down on you when you're taller than them. And that's what we have. We have parents out there that don't discipline their kids. And I know kids ain't perfect. They're not going to be perfect. They make mistakes. They act up. My daughter acts up, gets on my nerves sometimes. But she know real quick I'll pull out that belt real quick. She know that. That's why she run to her mom all the time because her mom's a lot more softer than with that. But I'm tough on my daughter. I don't abuse my daughter or hit my daughter or anything like that. And I always make sure I let her know that I love her and I care for her. But at the same time, they got to fear you. Your kids are supposed to fear you. If they don't fear you, something's wrong. The same way that the government's supposed to fear its people, if they don't, something's wrong. There's something wrong with this country when the kids is whipping up on the parents and the government is whipping up on the people. It's supposed to be the other way around. And now we're getting our freedom of speech taken away from us. It's amazing. It really is. I'm bad. I got told I was a bad parent because I don't take my daughter to get shots. I don't take her to the doctors. But my daughter's healthy. Doesn't have any sickness, any problems, barely gets sick. So what's the problem? Stop listening to the government and your churches. Anyways, I'm your host, Paco. You're listening to Occupy the Media. Well, in this church, listen to him. Anyways, we'll be back after the break. Peace.
Hi, I'm Dana, and I started out as a Ron Paul fan just like you. And now I'm a full-time volunteer